Hello, today is Sunday, February 13th. And, I was going to not do the spread today that's in the book because it is a fertility spread. And I don't know, I've been thinking about how there's some spreads that I just won't do because it's not a message that I want per se, like a fertility spread. However, today when I was meditated this morning and I'm getting ready to do the reading and I'm thinking, well, it's so funny because I really feel like I should do the spread because it's never going to be, a spread. These aren't for me, right? The practice is for me, but the messages, I don't know who needs to hear them. And I'm curious to see if the message really resonates with pregnancy versus birthing, ideas or projects or things of that nature as well. So today is the fertility spread, and it looks at fertility really for someone wishing to become pregnant. But like I said, I'm curious. I want to do a spread. I'm going to stick to the plan and see if the message really does ring true. And if it does, then that's the message that someone out there needs to hear and receive. I'm curious to see if the message is going to be strictly around pregnancy, getting the literal form of, birth and fertility and pregnancy, or if there's some more abstract message around birthing of new ideas or even a rebirth of yourself. So let's see what happens. But we're going to go ahead and just go through these questions and see what message we get. So there's 8 cards. Here we go. Let's do them like this. Go ahead and pull the cards and then see if they all fit in the frame. We're going to go ahead and cast these. I feel like some of these might not make it in the shot, but we'll see. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. I think they all made it in there. Okay. So let's just get started here. What is the state of your health? And we have a 4 of Cups. So the state of your health at this time, there is something up in the air. So all your boxes are pretty checked off. Maybe you're like, am I drinking enough water? Am I eating well? Am I exercising? Am I getting enough rest? Am I stressed? What's my mental, physical, emotional health, all of it. And it appears as if you have 3 solid cups on the ground and one is sort of being offered to you by the divine spirit, you can say. So the state of your health is that there is an area, and if it is fertility, then maybe that is why you're asking, but there is an area that you can use a hand with. So whether it's physical, mental, emotional, there is an area that, and I would even go spiritual, right? Like a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual area. So I would say that there's one area that you are being offered a hand of guidance. And it could also mean that you need to reach out for that assistance as well. So there is an area that you're being guided here to, that you either know, and so you're seeking out guidance, or it is saying that there's an area that you need to look into more carefully. And in regards to this being a fertility spread, it very well could be around that. In this number 2 spot here, we have what helps to improve your health. It's the 8 of Cups. So there's something that maybe you're aware that you're doing, that a behavior really. So this is really tied to a behavior that you are engaging with, or it's part of what you do, and you're being, I guess, or this is what'll help you is to move away from this behavior. So there is something that that you currently do that you're being guided towards leaving behind. There's also a bit of a full moon on this card in particular, and so I would say there's a full moon coming up, I believe, this week. And so that might be a good time to, as the full moon represents the completion of this lunar cycle, maybe seeing a way that you can take the opportunity to, clear this sort of, clear slate. You've completed this cycle, and so moving forward, what is it that you need to reassess, as you're asking for guidance in this area? If it's, I really want to get pregnant, I really need help with that. What do I need to do? There are some behaviors that you're aware of that in order to improve your health, you need to move away from. And so maybe take this full moon energy as that hand that's being offered for you to lean into that energy to clear, the space for this. How can you encourage your partner to be more healthy? The Page of Pentacles. So really, and how do you encourage someone else to want to be the, it's going to be suggestion, right? You're gonna need to be the one to really have the conversations and really specify something that you want to take up. Maybe it's running or a new, type of eating, like a new diet, something around those areas, like a tangible change that you're making that you can encourage your partner to join in with you. We're 3 cards in, and I am really thinking that this is a very specific message for people, or someone out there that is asking about getting pregnant and having a child. So I would say that definitely having those conversations with your partner, and then encouraging tangible changes that you can do together, because there's definitely something that needs to be left behind, and Spirit is definitely guiding you down that path. How can you keep your stress level at minimum? Queen of Pentacles, really grounding. I would say 100% focusing on your root chakra, really keeping that that energy cleared. It's really like, how is it that things take, what does it mean when something takes root? It takes root and then it grows up, right? Like you can plant a seed and it grows once it takes root, and it has healthy roots that are nourished, and they're getting, water and the nutrients from the ground, and that really stabilizes them to then be able to blossom from the surface of the earth up. And this Queen of Pentacles here in this space on, how can you, hold on. How do you keep your stress levels at a minimum? This is really just, talking about nourishing that foundation, and that, it's right underneath. Again, this, what is the state of your health? And so if there's something that's up here that isn't fully, like these 3 cups are on the ground in front of him. One is still being offered up here. It's still floating. There's one that hasn't fully rooted to the ground. I would say this is that reminder. Maybe it is your stress. Maybe it is your emotional, mental health that needs to have some grounding. Maybe this can be very taxing and very stressful, this whole situation. So if there's behaviors you need to move away, there's a conversation with your partner about children in particular, and bringing them into your world, and what does it mean then to have to clear out some of those behaviors that may not be as welcoming for an environment to invite a child into that, from conception right through. Then really think about, how do you ground? How do you really, because you definitely it feels like you're embodying this Queen of Pentacles whole energy of wanting to be, maternal, nourishing, very focused and committed and loyal to the family, to growing the family, to having that position. And so one of the things you need to do is make sure that your root is cleared and ready to have the ground fertile to be able to blossom from that, and have that seed, sprout through the ground. So that's really how you're going to keep those stress levels at minimum. I think that one of the message I'm hearing is really keeping that root, working on the root chakra. It also just really grounds you so that the rest of your energy is balanced, and you're not overthinking things, or why isn't something happening, or just being really heavy hearted, feeling that heaviness. If you focus on the root chakra, and what you can do tangibly today to make those changes, I think that's really going to help your stress levels. How can you maintain a healthy diet? The 5 of Pentacles. So it's going to be about not depriving yourself, right? And maintaining a healthy environment to conceive and to, have a child. And this is right now I'm getting that message that it may not be total literal about you carrying a child. You could be asking this for your partner, or, or like I said in the beginning, it could be an idea. But the 5 of Pentacles and how do you maintain a healthy diet really speaks to having all those parts of your life and not looking at things as missing or lacking or not having. And so the way you maintain that is you don't want to deprive yourself of anything. You don't want to make, as you're clearing the space, and making healthy changes and healthy life choices, that you're starting to decide, and what do you want to bring in, what's being offered that you want to receive, how are you having these conversations, like all of this energy in terms of like your diet, having like these lower chakras really cleared and aligned, so that when you're eating, you're digesting properly. All of that is harder to take place if you're stuck in a place of all your just feeling like everything has to do with, if you're wanting a child, like not having it, and the stress that something is going on with your body and why isn't this happening, and focusing on what you don't have, or depriving yourself, like, oh my gosh, I need to only eat this way if I'm going to get pregnant, like I have to do this thing. Too much pressure on focusing on what is that thing that you're missing, is going to actually have the opposite effect of bringing it into your life. It's going to actually keep you blocked. And in regards to maintaining just a healthy diet, and I would say not just diet but lifestyle, there's a bit of an energy of scarcity and feeling like something's missing. So I would definitely say this, to me, right next to the Queen of Pentacles, really again speaks to this, ground your energy so that you can be in gratitude for what you have now, what you have today, and there's plenty to be grateful for. You can have the 3 cups standing, you're getting more offerings, right? Like spirit is guiding you through the earth's energy, right? Like, how do we take the moonlight and help that to, shift our behaviors? How do we continually set these foundational boundaries, the structure of the life we want to have? How do we build that? And so you have that, all of the pieces here. It's just a matter of not, you want to focus on the future and what it is that you're asking for. You want to grow your family. You also just want to continually not just focus on what you don't have and being in that. I mean, it's like an old adage, right? People will say it over and over. We tried for so long to have a baby, and we just finally gave up, and we moved on with our lives, and then we got pregnant. And it's not everybody. I mean, unfortunately, that isn't going to be the case for every person, but it is something to consider, in that when you're too focused on something, it begins to appear as if that's the one thing that's continually being blocked. And that there are also multiple ways to have a family, grow a family, be a part of a family. Let's see, what number are we on? Wait, did I do 2? Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, let me see. So how do you make the fertility process enjoyable? Hold on. Why do I feel like I'm not counting these cards right? So if we have, oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. I just threw myself off. I kept thinking we started here and I only had 2 cards left, but I have 3. Okay. Sorry. My voice is still really hoarse from like midweek fun activities, and now my eyesight's going. So let's see. So in this number 6 spot, we have should you stop drinking alcohol? And there's the Ace of Cups. I think it has to, here's what the message I'm getting, because you're getting a cup being offered. Now, I'm not actually seeing like a cup of alcohol being offered. It's a cup. And the cup that's being offered is from, your higher self, right? The divine spirit, whatever sort of, what your process is, if that's a God for you or an angel or an ancestor, whatever you believe in, that other unknown space that, the energetic realm of space that we don't see, but we know is there, that space is what's offering you a cup. Now, because the question has to do about drinking alcohol, the message is saying like everything's going to be in moderation to what it is that your ultimate goal or outcome is. As we're going through the spread and the different messages that we're receiving, then how is it that having this cup, offered, sort of traditional tarot says that the Ace of Cups is this offer of love, a new offer, whether it's a romantic love or a friendship love. There's just a cup being offered that's just full of the emotions surrounding the heart space, whether you're needing compassion, empathy, um, a hug, an embrace. And so this offer of love very well can mean the offer of growing your family. What is it that you're asking for? You're going to be offered that cup. In regards to should you stop drinking alcohol, it really is about moderation. If you know that, I don't know, is that a behavior that you need to think about? Is there something where alcohol would make sense that you were getting this Ace of Cups? Is this a new opportunity in love, and to grow love in yourself and to have, give birth? And maybe it is time to maybe not drink because you want to focus on receiving that cup. Is it speaking to just the process of getting everything ready? Maybe you need to cut back. Or if you're someone that drinks regularly, maybe it's time to cut back. Maybe, so it's going to really be an individual message, but the cup that's being offered is that hope of love. It's that, it's not just the hope of love, it's the actual cup of love that's being offered, and a new beginning, a new opportunity to have that. So in regards to fertility, it's very promising, it's very positive. In the space of the question around alcohol, I don't get this vibe that this card is saying to stop anything or continue anything. It's really just saying here's a new offer to do the thing you're doing different or in a different light. So take that as it resonates in regards to drinking. How do you make the fertility process enjoyable? And there's a 9 of Swords. So that's going to be the first, I think, if we're going to do these if I was going to spread these on a different order, I would say maybe this is actually between the 9 of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. It's really where your journey begins. And so in order to make this process enjoyable, it's really about shifting the mindset out of the thought of not having enough, of not having the pregnancy that you're looking for, that fertility that you're longing, that it's making you anxious, it's keeping you up at night. You're just really, thinking about it, and there's, I get this like chill, like, of course, why wouldn't that be the case if this is something that you really, really want? And who knows what each of your processes has been on the journey to, on your fertility journey. And so this really stressful energy that's keeping you up at night, that is, really taking over your dreams and your rest and your ability to just recharge at night. So in order to make this process enjoyable, it's going to take that step, starting at the root and really focusing on aligning your energy. I would really take this Ace of Cups and this Four of Cups out of context to the questions. As a whole message, I would take these offerings of this. These are two offerings of a cup, of that new opportunity to see hope come to fruition, right? So it's about, let's focus on what you can change and what you do have some sort of say in how it happens. And that's going to be grounding your energy, meditation, really focusing on each of your chakras, clearing that energy so that the energy flows through without any congestion, any blockages. That to then begin the process of receiving restful nights, so this process is enjoyable, receiving that message of clarity to what behavior do you need to move away from. This, again, this night and this moon right across from the 9 of Swords, I would say one of these things that you might need to improve on your health is going to be better sleep, right? With this nightfall, maybe it is better sleep. So you need to start thinking of a sleep routine. How do you figure into something that will get you that rest? As it talks about, how do you help your partner join you on this journey, and this, Ace of Cups here. This could be something that maybe you're single, or a relationship just ended and you're feeling really, this 5 of Pentacles, like this really sad, heavy feeling of being left out without that child, or that possibility of the family that you want, or having the family and not having the child and not the family you imagined. So these two cards sort of mirroring each other are like, we can always shift these thoughts and these processes to maybe a new energy, a new offer coming in that's going to be more stable, more in line with what you're looking for in wanting a child. So, and it's also about how do you communicate that with your current partner, or is it something, I'm getting a message, it could be just for one of you, that maybe you wanting a child, but there isn't a partner right now. And so that's what's going to be coming in for you to then um, start to see the possibility that you can have the family. You know, if it's something that you've been thinking about, but you're single, or you're just meeting people and you're just trying to date, but you're trying to feel like you need to hurry and you know, have this child now. And so there is an energy of that being a possibility, of that new opportunity coming in, the new partner, and it being new and fresh, but also very stable and very loyal and very committed. So take it as it resonates for you. But I do see those messages right here. And in our final card, you have, you know, what is the likely outcome? And there is the Page of Wands. And so the likely outcome is, you know, it's positive. You know, pages are young energy. They oftentimes represent younger people in the reading. So a child coming in, it the wand energy is really tied to this, the womb, the creation, the center of creation in your body physically, right, where that arises, where life grows. And so having this page as the outcome card is very favorable, keeping in mind that tarot can only, you know, provides messages, but we all have free will, and whatever message we take and how it resonates in our own life is going to vary. So the message here, there is some work to do, but there is, like, divine is on your side. If you're surrendering to the guidance of the divine, there are steps here that you can take to begin to set the journey for yourself on this quest to fertility. And so the outcome would be really favorable. But there is some heavy energy here to work on. So some clearing that needs to happen in your own life, you know, in your own foundation, both your physical self and your physical surroundings, your space, you know, thinking about that as well. But there is new love, new hope, new compassion. All of that new is coming in. There's a clear message to clear out some of that negative, sort of stuck in our head thoughts that, you know, going over and over. It's time to take some action steps, and they're pretty, I hope those were pretty clear. They're clear from, I hope I did it. I hope I did it's due justice to explain that. But it is a possibility. I think that's clear, and it's really going to take, you know, some work, and it's, you know, work that you would want to do for yourself if you're thinking of bringing someone else to join you on this journey in life. So I'm going to stop there, and I'll see you tomorrow, which will be Valentine's Day.